Hi, I'm Dan the Eyewear Stylist and I'm at the Great British Eyewear Show today in Manchester. Today I have with me Anton from Zeiss Lenses.
Hello.
Normally sometimes, thank you, hello. Normally sometimes when we're in the optical industry, people don't really understand what's the difference between one lens and another. Why is that more expensive than the other? What I'd like to do today is get a bit more background on Zeiss lenses themselves so we can understand a little bit more about what makes them unique. So, Anton, could you tell us a little bit about the background of Zeiss and how it all began?
Well, Zeiss is one of the oldest companies in optical markets. So it started 175 years ago, and it's all started from microscope industry. So Zeiss himself were assembling microscope. He wasn't an inventor of a microscope, but he was the first person who put together a decent microscope and could repeat it every time again. So, and that got how mass manufacturing of high quality microscopes actually started in the world, and then expands to many other industries. They do semiconductor technologies. So 79% of world microchips actually produced with Zeiss equipment. Many other brands using it, like Formula One, NASA. So the microscopes are the best in the world. And then it comes to optical lenses. So lenses, in fact, in cameras these days used by Zeiss. Google Earth use Zeiss lenses.
Right.
And and we produce a product that people put in their glasses, and we believe they do our absolute best job gathering all the information from other departments and contributing to our department as well.
Fantastic. And are the Zeiss family still kind of like working at the top of the chain, as it were? Has it been passed down through generations? Does it work like that, or?
No, we still believe, and we do say that to our customers. We are producing the best-in-class products on all the divisions, and we use experience from other divisions. So, for example, freeform designed lenses, you may hear that more and more often in industry. Freeform design lenses were invented by Zeiss because semiconductor guys came down to our division and said, well, why don't you just take a chunk of plastic and mold the prescription of patient into that? So that's what freeform design lenses basically means. They're custom made for every prescription, for every individual patient, from just a chunk of plastic.
Wow. It's incredible, because I think lenses used to be made from glass, didn't they? Back in the day, which I think was quite heavy. It was obviously a little bit more dangerous. You know, if you chip it, you don't really want some glass in your eye. So plastics become more the forefront of what they make lenses out of. Would you be interested in telling me just what are the latest kind of like lenses that have come out from Zeiss? You're constantly innovating and trying new things. Could you tell me a bit more about the latest lens technology?
Yeah, we do. As a company, we are a foundation, so hence why we don't have stakeholders who constantly invest in the company. We actually use our own resources to reinvest every year more and more into research and development. And on average, it's about 10% of our revenue goes into R&D every year, which is, in average, higher by twice than most of the other companies you would know, like, you know, global massive leaders. So we do put a lot of money into that, and the latest technology we launched about a year and a half ago was SmartLife lenses.
SmartLife lenses.
That's a brand name, and it's a very popular brand name these days. A lot of our customers who use with us, opticians, now decided to choose SmartLife as the primary lens. And the main reason for that is because the adaptation and acceptance of that lens by patients is extremely high. We've never seen that before in industry, simply because sometimes lenses, you know, you may like them or dislike them. You may want to say, well, I want to have a different one if that one isn't great. But the SmartLife has the highest rating in terms of accepting them from the first time on. And the reason behind it, there are three main benefits of SmartLife lenses. First of all, the peripheral vision with SmartLife technology is a lot wider. So, which is
wider in these lenses,
which is especially important for varifocal wearers, because with single vision lenses, you know, you do get more peripheral. Where varifocal patients, obviously, they have a little bit narrowed down field of view, and peripheral is very important these days because we rely on peripheral when we go and search, you know, places on Google. We use phones, we talk to someone, and use mobile devices. So that's one of the main benefits. Secondly, overall clarity of vision, crispness, you know, vision is significantly improved, and perceptions of colors and distances, depth. So that all very vivid and great quality. And overall, just the width of the entire visual field, not just peripheral, is just significantly wider. So the intermediate vision for varifocal patients, reading is just significantly wider. So some of our customers and patients that, even though it's a varifocal lens, where we don't see any distortion whatsoever and quite high reading editions, which is a big statement.
It is like a big statement. So basically, these SmartLife lenses that Anton's talking about, instead of a standard lens, because it's hard to gather why one lens is different to another, have a much wider field of vision. whether it's just a single vision lens, until we get over the age of 40, 45 and might need a varifocal lens, which could have more distortion, with a much wider, clearer field of vision. Colours can come across a little bit more vivid as well. And could you just briefly tell us about what is it that helps make that field of vision wider? Do you take into account something like the pupil size or something like that? Or what is it that helps you get that wider field of vision?
Yeah, so there are a couple of technologies we use to produce SmartLife lenses. One of them is we call luminous design, which basically means we take in consideration pupil size of each individual patient. Yeah, so as we know, people just, as they get older, the pupil shrink in size.
Right, so as we get older, the pupil will shrink in size.
Correct.
Okay.
And so that may impact the way we see the world. So hence why lenses produced with that technology take in consideration pupil size of each age category.
Right.
So that's one of the things. And secondly, also, we know that amount of distortion or blur in a varifocal lens is basically determined by the prescription.
Yes.
However, how you distribute that blur is very important part of manufacturing process. What we've learned. Right. So, for example, I don't wear glasses. I'm a happy person, but so
I'm a happy person.
Happy person as well.
To say, and I wear glasses, so you can be happy and wear glasses.
True. But when you look at very extreme points of 5 and 7 o'clock, for example, if you really look extreme that degree, you may have blur in your glasses. Yeah. But the thing is, ametropes, well, people who don't wear glasses, also wouldn't really use that part of the lens. So if somebody would ask me to look down there, I would basically use my head rotation. I would just instantly look at that. But that basically means we can use that space to put blur, further out from the visual field,
out more towards the periphery,
and make sure that the visual field, which is in front of our eyes, is actually wide and clear.
Fantastic.
That's if we explain it simply. So that's something. I
think it's nice when we explain things simply. I think that helps a lot of people out there. We're quite lucky being opticians, we know all the jargon, don't we? But I think getting out to the general public why one lens is different to the other. If we keep it simple, these lenses from Zeiss are called SmartLife lenses. They give you a wider field of vision, both in single vision and varifocal lenses. And that's because they take into account your pupil size. As we get older, the pupil size becomes a little bit smaller, if that's right. Yep. And then as that's smaller, we can take account of that in the lenses to give us the best chance of a really clear, wide field of vision and get those colours really sharp as well. So thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you very much.
Anton.
Yeah, it's
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.